We begin this morning, of course, with the latest on Brittney Griner, who is now back home in the United States this morning.
Yeah, Griner arrived in San Antonio, Texas, after she was released from a Russian penal colony in exchange for Russian prisoner Viktor Bout. Griner was sentenced to 9 years in prison after being convicted for having cannabis oil in her luggage at an airport in February. President Biden signed off on the trade. As for Bout, he returned home to Russia last night after more than a decade in U.S. custody. He was serving a 25-year sentence for providing weapons and other materials to terrorist organizations. The announcement of the prisoner swap came as a huge surprise to the entire world. And yesterday, President Biden shared a video of the moment he told Griner's wife that Brittney would be coming home.
Stop it. Great day. This is such a good day. Oh my God.
NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra, who joins us now from San Antonio, Texas, where Griner landed just hours ago. Marissa, good morning to you. So we know Griner has had quite the journey traveling back to the U.S. from the United Arab Emirates, where the swap with Viktor Bout took place. Describe the scene for us in Texas this morning. Has she been reunited with family yet? So what's the status on the ground right now?
Right. So that moment that you saw that plane land happened just over 2 hours ago. And then you saw a person who matches Griner's description, someone very tall, getting off of the plane before heading into the hangar. Now, we understand what comes next was heading over here to the Brooke Army Medical Center. Now, the U.S. Special Presidential Envoy tweeted, quote, "So happy to have Brittney back on U.S. soil. Welcome home, BG." And of course, you mentioned that really emotional moment between President Joe Biden and Brittney's wife, Sherelle. And the plan the entire time has been for both of them to reunite once Griner landed here on U.S. soil. So we imagine that that's happening right now behind closed doors. And of course, they have a lot to talk about and catch up on.
Absolutely. Do we have any idea the plans for Brittney Griner at this point? I know it's still a little early, and she just arrived on U.S. soil.
Yeah, so the main plan right now, I think, is just to make sure that she is okay, mind, body, and spirit, right? So Brooke Army Medical Center is a place where they typically bring people who have been in similar situations. I mean, look at 2014. We had U.S. Army soldier Bo Bergdahl was brought here after he was held captive by Taliban allies. And then earlier this year, we had Trevor Reed, who was brought here for a medical evaluation. So this is a pretty standard routine thing. And as far as what happens when they're here, I think that really comes down to the state of the person. So we understand, according to the State Department yesterday in interviews on MSNBC and NBC News Now, they were telling us that that's going to be a conversation with Griner. And this is going to be something that they work together on, how she feels physically and mentally. Remember, this was roughly a 10-month ordeal. So there's probably a lot going on in her mind, and they want to make sure that she's doing okay in all health aspects.
All right, Marissa Parra joining us live from San Antonio, Texas. Please keep us posted.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.